What's going on, guys? This is Twister Dawn coming at you one more time with another episode of Dark Souls 2 PvP. This time, by popular request, I guess you would say, we're going to do another Pyromancy video. And it seems that a lot of people have been asking me to do a Pyromancy video. A lot of people have been struggling with their Pyromancy, and it's something that I've practiced quite a bit on this game, and I'll talk a little bit about some of my techniques and strategies. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into some of the stuff that we're going to see in this video. First of all, I'm using a red rust scimitar in my right hand, and I'm using 4 pyromancy spells, the best pyromancy spells of Great Combustion, Great Chaos Fireball, Forbidden Sun, and Chaos Firestorm. So in this video, you will see me not really mindlessly spamming the pyromancy. I have a reason for everything that I do. And in this fight here, we got a guy using GMB and the Science Halberd. Now, first of all, I've used the Science Halberd. I know what the Science Halberd does and how it acts. I know I can dodge it from left to right. I know that usually a running R1 can outspace it and win a two hit exchange, kind of like right there. That was a one hit exchange, but on most occasions you can get 2. So I'm doing a lot of spell cancels. You'll notice spell cancels are for a few reasons. One is to get a feel of the opponent, see how the opponent acts, see how he reacts, and especially if he has GMB, it's also a way to buy some time. In this guy's case, I'm not going to do much damage to him with the pyromancy on his GMB, so we're taking some of this time to, I guess, feel the opponent out and fill out his style, and also let his GMB wear off. So that was kind of a good tracking on that Great Chaos Fireball there. The Great Chaos Fireballs have good tracking from medium to short range, and if you play around with them, you'll notice that as well. So in some of these cases, like you see right here, I pulled out a Hail Mary Fire Tempest or Chaos Firestorm, and that's okay to do every now and then, and sometimes just to change up your cadence, go from slow to fast to slow. Not always just spamming through your pyromancy, but sometimes spamming through your pyromancy. Sometimes you want to turn the heat up on somebody, you throw a few out and see if you can hit them. In most occasions it won't work. They'll just roll out of the way, but in some occasions you may surprise them from a distance by doing that. Now, this next fight, he looks like he's using an invisible spear, and this fight is a perfect example of getting your range. And if you've seen early on here, this guy has hit me quite a few times with that spear, and it took me a while to get my range down on this opponent. And a few things that I want to talk about is these pyromancy spells. Sure, you can shoot them from a long range. That's when they're most easily avoidable. Now, when it comes to Great Chaos Fireball, there's a range that you use it in. That it's either the opponent is too far away and he'll roll through it, the opponent is too close and it just won't hit him, you'll just overthrow him. But if he's in that perfect range, he'll roll in and you'll throw it and it'll hit the ground, and it'll just smash and hit him, do great damage. And when we're talking about Forbidden Sun seems to be the most effective up close in your face. Like, they're up close in your face, it's got this quick release time. It just boom, it smashes them right in the face. So, and also Forbidden Sun is great against people who are running away, and you can catch them off the roll, their end rolls as they're rolling away. So that's some of the things you need to think about there when using those spells. And some of this pyromancy, you're going to have to take a few risks. I mean, that's something that you're going to have to do with pyromancy, because you're throwing spells. Now, this fight here, this particular Coliseum, I do not want to fight that guy with pursuers on that ledge. I want to have that's why I rolled off. I want to have a wide arena to roll around in. So here we see another guy with a GMB. Now, I know I don't want to trade with this guy, and I'll mess up here in a minute and I'll actually trade and lose the trade. But I've got a regular scimitar. I got a regular unbuffed scimitar, and he's got a buffed up, looks like a Mirakuma or something. That's what it looks like from here. So we're sitting here. I'm throwing some stuff out on him. Throwing in little combustions for a little chip damage, getting a little poise break. Killing his great magic barrier out a little bit. Still keeping the action. still keeping the action going, so it's not just a dull bore for both of us. But yeah, this guy is doing his best to get in and see. Here's the exact example I was telling you about earlier where I lost a trade. There was a bad case for me trying to trade with a scimitar against a Mirakumo there. But yeah, you know, I'm trying to bait this guy into these combustions to kill a little time. And now that that is off of him, I can maybe throw a little more Pyromancy at him. And there I tried to throw it at the ground, kind of like in Dark Souls 1, but it didn't work out. So this guy pulls out a dagger, and I get a good exchange here with a scimitar. That's why I like it. And just I pull out some random parry. Now, one thing you'll notice about me, I don't go around with this curved sword just spamming parries. You know, that's not my playstyle here. I'm trying to showcase Pyromancy. So when I do a parry, it's rare, and usually, you know, if they're just spamming their attacks, yeah, I'll pull a parry out and, you know, punish them for just hitting the R1 button. So, this next guy, we got, what is this, fight number 5. So, you know, I'm sitting here, like I said, you know, I'm throwing a few spell cancels out, trying to get a feel of what this guy exactly is, you know, what he's going to do, how he reacts. So how does he react to these spell cancels? Is he going to just, you know, just come in at me, or is he going to wait for me to do something? So this guy seems like he's not so aggressive, and here I try to go for a roll BS on his Pyromancy attempt. Lose a trade there. My timing was off on that roll, so I don't go for a lot of them on these guys in this playstyle, but every now and then I will if they're just leaving their back wide open like that. Here in a minute, I'll throw out a few Hail Mary pyros just to, you know, just to ease the tension up a little bit, just to loosen him up, loosen me up, and sometimes you'll hit them, and you know, sometimes, like I said earlier, most time you won't. But all it takes is something like this, and that right there, that Great Chaos Fireball, is the range I was telling y'all about earlier. It's got a great medium range. It's not a long range spell. It's not. It's a medium range spell. Forbidden Sun is a short range spell, and Forbidden Sun can be used at a distance. I mean, either one of them can. But what I'm saying, it's most effective in those particular areas due to how they work. In my opinion, in my cases where I've fought matches. So we got this next guy. Looks like he is a roll master. So, and this is one of the matches that, you know, all these matches I fought tonight. So I got on, you know, people were trying to ask me about, you know, Pyromancy and stuff like that. So I got up and decided to make a quick video, and I was doing pretty good in the arena. I think I lost one match out of all these. I had, you know, 11, 12, 13 matches. I don't know. I didn't include the loss because it was kind of like I got hit by a smack of pursuers, or what is it called, Affinity, and it killed me like in the first 2 seconds just because I goofed up, I would say. But anyways, but yeah, this guy is coming at me here with a katana. Now the katana is one of the easiest weapons to parry in my occasion, but this guy did in my experience, excuse me, but this guy did a great example of faking the running R1, which is so easy to parry, and coming up and just doing a regular R1 R2, or a regular R1 R1, excuse me. So good katana play from him, and then I kind of make a mistake there and try to go for a Hail Mary Fire Tempest, or Hail Mary Chaos Firestorm. Didn't work out. Got me hit with a bow and arrow there, and so, you know, this right here, like I said earlier, the Forbidden Sun to the face. If you got somebody pressuring in on you all the time, go for a Forbidden Sun. Follow it up with a combustion if they try to roll back through. Right here, see, this was an example of the fireball being him being too far away. He's not in that medium range. I like him, but a lot of times they'll roll in, and you can hit them with a combustion. So whereas where you'd hit them with a Great Chaos Fireball to combustion, if they're in the perfect range, you end up hitting them with a combustion. Even though the fireball missed, it's still a pretty good trade for you. So it's got a great hitbox too, a very good hitbox, one of the best in the game, if you ask me. So yeah, this next guy seems to be pretty aggressive, pretty fluid, spamming the parries. Gotta watch out for people like that. Definitely gotta watch out for people like that, especially if you're not using like a Science Albert or a Murakumo. You know, I tried to go for a parry there on him, but because he kept running in. And he was being so aggressive, so Forbidden Sun was my first option, and boom, I hit him right there with it. But, it wasn't enough. I keep losing these trades with him, and he got me down to where he almost killed me, and very well should have. But he was just too telegraphic, and like I said, if people are just coming in doing the same old stuff, and I think they honestly should get parried. I mean, in Dark Souls 1, I mean, it was the same way. People, using the setup parries against people who just keep R1 and R1 you to death. But yeah, so this next guy is the rematch for the first guy we had, the Science Halberd guy with the GMB. And now earlier I saw him cast Numbness, I believe. So here I'm going to try to take advantage of his limited sight, hit him with a few running R1s off of his tunnel vision that he has, and see if I can get a few good licks in on him, take his HP down, maybe throw out a few Hail Mary Pyromancies, and see if I can hit him to where he can't see. And pretty much all that you would have to go by if you couldn't see somebody, I guess, it would be the sound of the spell. So I haven't used a lot of Numbness, but I've seen a buddy of mine use it, and it's kind of makes it to where I don't like it. I mean, I couldn't, even if it gave you 1,000 extra defense, I couldn't use it because I just don't. I like to be able to see things, but anyways, that's beside the point. The scimitar, or scimitar, however y'all want to pronounce it, is, especially the red rust one, is very, very good, and a lot of people think that it can't compete with weapons like spears and the halberds and katanas, but I would argue that it's got good damage. It's fast. The running R1 is better than a longsword. And the longsword it's there. He runs up, but he stops. But you cover a lot of distance with that running R1 of this weapon. So, and there's another good case of combustion, finishing another opponent off. I tell you, the combustion is definitely one of the best spells in the game, as far as close range, at least. So, this next guy looks to be pretty aggressive, and I tried some crazy parry there and didn't work out. And it looks like he actually has a monastery curved sword there in his left hand, so I gotta watch out. And there's a perfect example: Forbidden Sun to the face, 2 great combustion. And here I knew he was gonna go to the parry, so I tried to do a pivot BS, just run around him, unlock, and go for the backstep. Missed it, but I still got the follow up R1, and got a good victory there. There was a good showcase of Pyromancy. And here we're back at it again in this arena here that I do not like, but of course I automatically roll off that ridiculous looking ledge that will get you killed. And here we got another Pyromancy brother. So let's see how this guy can use his Pyromancy against mine. Now this guy keeps pressuring in, so I go for the medium range Great Chaos Fireball to combustion, which they do chain together. And especially if they don't roll. And I almost finished this guy completely. This guy goes into panic mode, man. He's shooting fireballs, shooting everything, trying to, I guess, but I mean, that's not how you use Pyromancy. You just don't go out and hit buttons. You gotta have a plan for it. You gotta know how the spells work. And, I mean, I'm not claiming I know everything about it, for sure I don't, but, I mean, the stuff that I've used has worked for me. Obviously, you can see here, in that case. So, that is, that fight, and we've got, I do believe we have another guy here, and this guy was one. I thought this guy was going to be one of those trolls, one of those guys that runs around the arena and just does nothing. But here I try to go for a lunging attack and miss, and I'm kind of just taking to this dude. I come out and just Pyromancy this guy to death, and kind of just take it to him here. Try to go for a couple backstabs. Try to let him know what he's got himself into here. The shields don't worry me quite as much as the scimitar weapons for parrying, so I don't mind spamming a few R1s here. And you'll see in just a second, I hit him with a pretty good backstab, and it's pretty nice. It goes hand to hand with this whole spell canceling thing. Saw him doing the jump camps, canceled the spell, and went right into the straight up backstab and finished him off there. Another great victory there. I mean, I really enjoyed the Pyromancy. I enjoyed it in the first game, but you had the ability to unlock But really, when you use the Darkwood Green Ring on the first game, it kind of made like fireballs and stuff to where they just didn't have the oomph that they would if somebody was just fast rolling or mid rolling or whatever, just because he had all those invincibility frames. And I do believe that this is the last fight of the night. And let me know what you think about this video and what you think about the Pyromancy. If you got any other strategies about it. I did make another Pyromancy video earlier called Art of Pyromancy a few videos back. If you want to check that out on my video playlist, it's called the Art of Pyromancy. I feel like this is a little bit better showcase. But yeah, we have another Kumo user. Definitely want to avoid the Kumo. Don't want to trade with that thing. It does a lot of damage. And notice, like in all these fights, I've never tried to parry a Kumo because from my knowledge, you can't parry at least a two-handed attack from a Kumo. So it's one of those kind of weapons. I'm using a little combust for some pick damage and the stun damage, kind of getting him down slowly but surely. And just get this perfect distance, this perfect medium distance I've been talking about all video long. But that's it, guys. Until next time, Twister Don is